kick your sorry ass out on the street. What you got? You used to think you owned the street. We're back to back till your ass is dead meat. Victory sweet. Bring it on.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lowdown Show right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your Canadian WWE podcast that talks about the WWE and no holds barred to anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at No Holds Barred WP. You can also follow myself at Real Kyle Masters on Twitter. You can follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy. He's also available to follow on Twitter. You can also follow the podcast on Instagram if you're into that sort of thing, the Insta, and that's at No Holds Barred WP, all one word. So go at us on there. If you want to watch the podcast right now, you can see my beautiful face. You can go to youtube.com/NHBWR and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon for all upload updates. You can listen to the podcast on the go on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker itself when we are done completing this right here. And you can go to Spreaker.com/NHBWP or search up No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast on iTunes and Stitcher. So go get us a subscribe, hit that 5-star rating to give us a 5-star rating. That would be very much appreciated. I am your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and every week right here on the Lowdown Show, I am continued to be joined by my corporate co-host. He is the blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy. This is Corporate Cappy, so we'll start from there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Corporate Cappy.
Great.
He's here, and he's talking.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Anyways, the only good part of the entire show was the Ambrose and Rollins tag team match against Cesaro and Sheamus. That was it.
The best part of whole No Mercy was that tag team match.
Cesaro's fucking teeth went up into his head.
Yeah.
And then, Cesaro lost teeth for us to have Brock Lesnar beat Braun Strowman.
Guy got his teeth shoved up into his jaw. Insane.
So Cesaro did that. And then you get Brock Lesnar comes out and gives us 4 minutes of his garbage. But like I was saying, the women's match wasn't even good, and it was like the second best match on the card. That's how bad this card was. Like the women's match was okay, but I'm not gonna say it was a good match. It was like meh. But the rest of the card was just terrible. Like
No
the
Mercy
Finn Balor, the Balor Wyatt match was predictable as hell.
Yep.
I don't even remember anything else. It was just bad. The two main events were a letdown, complete letdown. The Cruiserweight title match was an absolute joke. The burial of the Cruiserweight division. There you go, right there. Final nail in the coffin right there.
If you guys just tuning in now, I apologize. And I know this is the live version, but if you guys are re-listening this in the edited version, I apologize for this front part to be cut because Corporate Cappy's mic was not on for some reason. It wasn't on Spreaker. I don't know what was going on, but I have it on now. So I apologize. You just missed a whole 12 minutes that I cut out of this re-edited version. I know this is the live version, but the re-edited version is going to have a whole 12 minutes cut out of us ranting about No Mercy. And we really don't want to re-explain how No Mercy was terrible because you know how terrible it was out there. So, anyways, as we said, the only two good matches, tag team match, women's match. And I'm done. I'm done talking about No Mercy. I'm sick and tired of this shit.
Yeah, but you have to talk about Enzo and how he won the Cruiserweight title.
I don't know if I want to. Enzo winning the Cruiserweight title. Really? You fucking made him low blow the guy.
The way he won it was pathetic.
That's how you make this 205 Live division credible. Are you kidding me, WWE? Give me a fucking break. Wow. That was the worst decision in the history of this company. Giving Enzo the Cruiserweight title at that point in time. You just ruined whatever momentum Neville had. Whatever he gained back from getting the title back from Tozawa, that's it. Done. Like, I can't take Neville credible anymore because he lost to Enzo Amore, who doesn't deserve a title at all right now.
On a low blow.
On a low blow. And they're going to try to back it up and tell us that the reason that Enzo is having the title right now is so they can beat the shit out of him at the end of Raw to boost up the ratings of 205 Live? That has to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Wow.
Terrible. It was bad.
Oh my god.
Like Enzo Amore, he's Enzo Amore now. Like, I don't care about him anymore, and it's sad because we loved that tag team, and then they ruined it completely, and now Enzo's done.
Unbelievable.
So we'll move on to the main show, and might as well, I don't even care. We'll just start with that. The fucking main event just capped it all off with that crap. Enzo's championship celebration.
How is that the main event of Raw? That's the main event of Raw. Seriously. Unbelievable.
It was terrible. And I don't know. I was so confused. Was he a heel? Was he a face? What the fuck was that?
I don't know what's going on. He comes out and all the people in the division come out, and he had some kind of stupid plaque in the ring of his jersey being hung out. Like, I was just cringing this entire main event. I'm going, really? They really saved this for the main event. You couldn't fit this into that second hour of Raw where really no one's tuning in at that point. Give me a break, WWE. You put that in the fucking main event so you can gain ratings for the 205 Live division? You lost all ratings that you were going to get because you put the title on Enzo.
It was a slap in the face to every other cruiserweight in the division that hasn't held the title yet. We can go through a whole list of them, but for time's sake, we won't. Mm-hmm. But I could name about 10 guys that are more deserving than Enzo Amore. And then he has the audacity to say in his promo that, the cruiserweight division or segment has never been in the main event until I got here. Yeah.
Wow.
How'd that go?
Yeah. You just got your ass whooped by everyone in that division, and Braun Strowman came out during
after
the WWE.
The
follow after the show went off air. For whatever reason, like the show was already off air, you really had to have. This is bullying at its best right here, man. Again, this is like goes back to what CM Punk was saying back in the day, saying like how Vince McMahon's the biggest bully in the world, and they want to promote this anti-bullying nonsense. Like, it's not nonsense, but WWE loves to promote it. But then they go in and they kind of contradict themselves, like shit like this. Because he has backstage heat, you really had to do that to the guy? Come on. You can't really just fire him or suspend him. You really had to do that to him and humiliate the dude? I know he's got backstage heat and he's probably said some shit or done some shit he probably shouldn't have, but I don't think anyone really deserves that. Because there's no way they did this out of a true angle and a true storyline. This is bullshit. This is literally punishing Enzo for his backstage heat. There's no way this is not that. You can't sit here and tell me it's anything else.
And then afterwards, even after Strowman came out after the show, then all the cruiserweights got in the ring and pulled the Nexus and just gave him all their finishing moves.
Yeah, even Drew Gulak broke character and told Mustafa Ali, like he was trying to stop him at first, but told Mustafa Ali to go up and do a 450 splash. The guy who was anti-jumping told the guy to go up and do a jumping move or an aerial move. Oops, kind of missed my mic there. But yeah,
that was awful.
Terrible.
One of the worst segments to end Raw since, I don't know, Big Show was in it. I don't know.
I have no other words for that. You give me that as the main event of Raw? Give me a break, WWE.
Now, would you have rather that or Big Show and Strowman Part 8?
So we're gonna move on. I'm not even gonna give that an answer. Something that they're going through looks like they planted the seeds for on Monday Night Raw, and that's this whole Shield reunion. Because what we got this week, we had Roman on the Miz TV segment, which that kind of broke off and led into a match between Jason Jordan and Matt Hardy versus the Miz Taraj. But then later on, we had oh God. Why is my name like escaping?
Miz versus Roman Reigns?
Yeah, Miz versus Roman Reigns for I guess I can put the first time ever. I don't know if they faced each other yet, but we had Miz versus Roman Reigns, and then after the Miz Taraj got in the ring, and then they started beating on Roman Reigns, and everyone's expecting Dean and Seth to come out, and we don't get anything. But then we got the Shield pose that Miz and the Miz Taraj do over Roman's like dead carcass, and after they literally beat the shit out of Roman's carcass, man, they even left the ring, went up the stage, turned around and came back and beat the crap out of him with steel chairs. I'm like, holy moly. Like,
see, my thing is, I would love a Shield reunion, but why the fuck is it against Miz Taraj? Like Axel and Bo Dallas are jobbers. Like, you're telling me that they need the Shield to be reunited to beat those three fucking goons?
And they're doing it at a Raw B-level pay-per-view.
I hope to God that it actually doesn't happen.
You don't save that for Survivor Series, WWE. Like, you're telling me that deserves a B-level pay-per-view return. Give me a break. Like, what is going on backstage? What the fuck? How are they not thinking of better crap?
Like, the Shield's going to destroy Miztourage in, like, 5 minutes, and if they don't, how do they expect me to take Miztourage credible to face the Shield? Like, the only way the Shield should reunite is when a faction like, I don't know, the Bullet Club or Sanity or this new Undisputed whatever they are. What is their name? Undisputed Future?
Era.
Yeah, Era, that's it. So, like, those groups, maybe they could have a reunion for the Shield. But, like, against fucking Miztourage, why do they need to reunite for that?
That's so anticlimactic, though. Like, I don't
care. Like, I won't even care about the Shield reuniting because it's against Miztourage. Who cares?
Exactly. Why would they do it at a big 4 pay-per-view like Survivor Series? Survivor Series would have made more sense. That's all about the teams versus teams. No, you're going to put it at TLC. That makes more sense, right? You can't wait a whole month. Again, another situation where WWE is pulling the trigger way too fucking fast, and they're going to put it at TLC. Unbelievable.
Because they don't care about anything else besides that Roman's going to get the IC championship. So whatever plans they make is just all going to be all in for that.
That's the one thing that's going to come out of this is Roman's going to win the IC title, and if there's rumored plans of him going to WrestleMania and it's going to be title for title with Brock Lesnar, God, I'm not sitting there and watching that. Ain't no way I'm sitting there at WrestleMania and watching a title for title match between Roman and Brock Lesnar. I'm getting up and getting the fuck out before everyone leaves at the same time and I can get to my car really quick.
We already seen Lesnar and Reigns at a WrestleMania main event once, remember? Remember what happened?
Yep.
We had to get Seth Rollins to save the match by cashing his money in the bank.
And you're telling me these guys can pull off a match by themselves without Seth Rollins? Give me a break. Give me a break.
They're jobbers. They don't... Oh, I'm done talking about that, but speaking of Bullet Club, do you want to go over that? That was one of the most interesting parts of Raw. It wasn't even
literally shocked
part
me.
Of the show.
Because I got to get to turn on Raw a little bit late, and then I turn on Twitter and everyone's like tagging me and saying like, "Oh, like the Bullet Club are outside." I'm like, "What do you mean the Bullet Club's outside?" Sure enough, I go check the Bullet Club, like the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes' Twitter pages, and they're literally outside the arena. I'm like, what? Like literally, they're invading Raw. And they pulled this whole like WCW thing, like what WCW did or DX did with WCW back in the day. Literally, it was almost the same thing. We had the megaphone out there, and they had all these like fan people around them, and they're chanting stupid shit like "Give Cody's name back" and doing the Independence Day speech. But that was awesome. I was like, holy shit, maybe they're actually going to do an angle. Like, and a lot of people on Twitter put, if WWE was smart, they would actually acknowledge that, because Bullet Club was trending. The invasion was trending worldwide. Do you know how much more, like, they're all about the ratings too, WWE. Do you know how much more ratings you would get if you actually, like, went there and acknowledged that they were outside or had Finn Balor or the club say something about it? Like, it would get people invested in watching. But they, like, literally ignored the shit out of it. And I'm like, okay. And they randomly put a Finn Balor and Goldust match. I don't know if that was, like, taking a shot at them because they had Finn Balor... you know, Goldust is Cody's brother. So I'm like, it's kind of weird how they would start that kind of thing. You know what I mean? When Finn Balor was part of the Bullet Club and now he's having a feud with Goldust.
Yeah.
I found it really weird.
That match was pointless.
Yeah.
Like Goldust being used as just a jobber in the Wyatt and Balor feud again.
Again. We're getting this again. Are you kidding me? They really want to start this shit again. Why do these guys need to have a rubber match? It's not even a rubber match. Miz has beaten Bray Wyatt twice.
Finn?
Sorry. Finn's beat Bray Wyatt twice. What the fuck do these guys need to keep feuding? Think of something else, WWE.
Because they're just like, we have nothing else for these two guys. We're just going to feud them for 4 months, just like Cesaro and Sheamus last year.
Where's the it's truly sad that people on Twitter can book a better show than the actual paid creative people backstage. Unbelievable. Again, what this Cupid girl said in the chat, the Bullet Club event should have just happened, man. If that had happened, holy crap, do you know how much ratings boost Monday Night Raw would get? Because people would be investing in week after week saying, oh my god, is the Bullet Club going to actually do something else next week? Like, people would be freaking tuning in. I don't understand. Like, what's the logic right now back in WWE's creative room? Like, what are they doing? Do they actually not give a shit? Because clearly, to me, it shows that they don't give a shit.
And they're doing this shit again where they're putting the main event in the middle of the show because of Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And they're doing this crap again where they put Miz and Reigns in the main event or in the middle of the show. And the main event, they don't even really care about. They put fucking Enzo Amore coming out there for his celebration because they knew nobody was going to watch.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they should put it on good television. That way people would watch till the end of the show and forget about Monday Night Football.
Duh. Right? Why are we smarter than the people that work for the company? I don't get it.
See, I don't even think that they're not smart. I just don't think they...
It's like they don't care. It's like they don't fucking care.
Because
and that's
no
bad.
one's going to change anything because everybody continues to just watch
and you wonder why your
it.
arenas are only half filled. You wonder why you have to make budget cuts. Does it not clue in? It's nothing like... Is there no hamster running on the wheel? Unfucking believable, man. It's truly sad. And it's sad that they're a brand that's in the same fucking company is more successful. It's still called WWE NXT. It's still in WWE. And that brand is more successful than both their main shows put together.
And it's an hour show.
An hour show, and it produces better pay-per-views that are only 2 hours long. Sad. Completely sad.
Anything else from Raw to take away?
We had Strowman face Ambrose for whatever reason. Seth Rollins is going to face Strowman next week now. Rollins face Sheamus because I guess Cesaro can't really wrestle when he's got teeth stuck out of his nose. You had Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Actually a good promo. That was probably one of the best parts of Raw.
And, oh my God, Mickie James, man.
Holy man. And Michael Chow is joining in the chat. What's going on, guys?
We were talking about Alexa Bliss was calling her old. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
she ain't old. Like,
no,
look at her.
She
man.
may be old, but holy moly!
And like, Bliss is my girl, but like that whole segment, I could not keep my eyes off of Mickie James. Like, she was just like perfect that night. Like,
yeah, she looked great,
and she actually cut a good promo. We actually got Mickie James.
Oh my God, the sass on Mickie James! Oh my God, that was a great promo. There was great. These guys should feud. I'm telling you right now. Screw your Nia Jax prediction. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James should feud next, getting into TLC. 100%. I would love to. If they're going to continue a build like this, I'm all for it.
And honestly, Mickie keeps talking about how she's a 7-time champion. If she's tied with Trish right now, she could break the record with her next title win.
Whoa, man, could you imagine? But I think those girls. Can you imagine a one-on-one match between Mickie James and Alexa Bliss at TLC? All for it. These girls could actually have a really good match.
It's about time they start. Yeah, it's about time they start putting Mickie James in a relevant feud.
So that leads me to think that I think Sasha and Bayley. I think that the seeds have been planted. I think that we're going to start getting some more out of it in the next couple of weeks for Sasha versus Bayley, man. I think it's going to happen. Either that or we're going to start to get more 4 horsewomen stuff because we know that match is going to happen, and Bayley and Sasha really can't feud with each other until that match actually happens.
I don't want Emma and Nia versus Sasha and Bayley for another month.
Yeah, that's just terrible. It's sad, but it could be something that probably will happen.
And then you got Dana Brooke and Alicia Fox and Summer Rae just MIA. I don't know where they are.
Back in Titus Catering.
Who knows where they are? But that was one of the only shining stars of Monday Night Raw was that Mickie and Alexa promo.
Oh yeah, 100%. So we'll move on to SmackDown, and it was all right. I mean, SmackDown again. There was a couple things that kind of dragged too long and really just destroyed SmackDown for being actually a perfect show, man. Like the spot we got in the middle with the whole Rusev and Aiden English really ruined SmackDown for me. It was going good up until that point. And as soon as that happened, I was like falling asleep. I'm going, oh my God, how long is this freaking segment going to go on for? It's been like a half hour. And all we got of it was Randy Orton RKOing both of them. That was it. What the fuck was the point of that?
What was the point of the Rusev's celebration?
He's getting like the giant key to key to the jungle, or they mentioned something like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Because he beat Randy Orton in an impromptu match where he made the ref ring
jungle.
The bell randomly.
Ooh.
Yeah. He won in a 3-second match last week. What was the point of having a celebration for that? It meant nothing.
That was the worst part of SmackDown. That was literally unwatchable. I wish I could unwatch what I seen in that promo.
I don't know about that. What about your boy Jinder?
At least, I mean, the one thing we got out of that, I know that was terrible, but we actually had Shinsuke do something this week instead of hide somewhere and we never seen him. But Other than it's they're both those segments battle for the worst parts of SmackDown, and we had Jinder Mahal come out to semi-address. He basically hardly addressed what he did last week.
His entrance got jobbed. That's how good of a champion he is.
And he just continued on doing the same crap we've seen for the last 2 weeks, putting pictures of Nakamura and making fun of them. Are you kidding me? They really cannot think of anything. This guy's so boring and so bland that he can only do the same promo every goddamn week. Are you kidding me? This is your WWE champion. Get that fucking title off of him. He is terrible. I say it every week on here. He is the worst WWE champion I have ever seen. Out of anybody. He tops the list. He's god-awful. He's terrible on the mic. He's got no charisma. There's no champion presence around him at all. He's just terrible. He can't wrestle. He's dumb. He's done. Done. Get the title off of Jinder Mahal as soon as possible. I hope Shinsuke beats him at Hell in the Cell, and then that's it. Jinder Mahal can just hide away for a bit because right now he's so cringe and so unwatchable on TV, it's bad. I had to pressure myself. I had to pressure myself into watching that this week just for the podcast's sake. You don't know how much that hurt.
As the main champion, he's really bringing the show down, which is sad.
It's terrible. So let's talk about some good stuff.
But at least Nakamura, you missed the part where Nakamura...
Oh, yeah, Nakamura actually came out there, the picture, and they thought it was a still picture, and then it was moving. He's doing that thing where he's like this, and then he starts moving his fingers, and then they're like, oh, what is this? This is not our picture. And then Nakamura comes out to crickets, and let me just play it for you. This is the sound that was being made when Shinsuke Nakamura was making his entrance, because Glendale, Arizona, you know what? You just made the list of terrible crowds. Oh my God. You guys were silent for Nakamura. You guys were silent for Bobby Roode. You were silent for AJ Styles, who is the greatest star, and the guy should get the biggest pop every single night of the week. And you guys barely said his name during the entrance. It was god-awful.
Now, some people bring up a good point, like my boy Tyler Jones, that said they give them nothing to cheer about, so obviously they're going to be crickets.
Okay, but if they were in New York instead of Glendale, Arizona tonight, guaranteed the reaction would have been better.
Yeah, but I think what he's trying to say is that they're not giving them anything to cheer about because of the shit that they give us, so why should they cheer?
Yeah, I understand that. But if they were in another city, I'm telling you, regardless of booking-wise, they would still be loud. Plus, that arena was half empty.
Yeah, SmackDown, I don't know what it is with SmackDown, but like the hard camera side is completely like it's like
empty.
off limits.
And what's weird is because when we went to SmackDown in Toronto, there was actually a lot of people on that side. So it was weird. And that's what I mean. You go to these small cities that don't give a fuck about WWE and they can't fill that side. And then maybe if that has to do anything with them liking the product or not. Again, I'm still sticking to it that regardless of what the product is being shown on TV, you go to a better city, you'll get a better reaction. These cities have no idea what the fuck they're doing, man. They're probably half drinking WWE Kool-Aid. What do you want me to say? Like these guys, it's terrible. I'm just telling you right now, you be in a better city, they're getting a better reaction. This was terrible this week. You barely sang Nakamura's entrance. You barely sang Bobby Roode's entrance. I could hear nothing during Bobby Roode's entrance but the music. That was it. And it probably goes to war because half the arena is empty, and they can't be that loud. Half the arena is empty. But anyways, so yeah, Nakamura came out and he kicked the shit out of Jinder and the Singh brothers. Sure. But speaking of Bobby Roode makes his SmackDown, I guess, can't really say debut, but finally done in his NXT farewell tour because Dolph Ziggler, what Dolph Ziggler did, man, it caught me off guard for a bit.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit.
I thought it was The Undertaker actually coming out. I'm not going to lie. I actually thought it was him. And then Dolph Ziggler comes out, and when I seen the short Undertaker, I'm like, okay, it's definitely not him. And Dolph Ziggler comes out. Played the entrance actually pretty good. And good for Dolph Ziggler for reenacting that pretty good. And he starts cutting a promo. And you know what? One thing I want to point out is that they got to do something with Bobby Roode's entrance where the crowd doesn't know he's actually going to come out first before the music hits, because you could hear the crowd starting to cheer because they probably saw the platform and maybe Bobby Roode was actually getting onto the platform before the music even started. And I'm like, come on. They really couldn't turn the lights out and go set that up really quick? Like while the lights are off?
5 seconds.
Really? They couldn't really do that. I don't understand that.
Nope.
Anyways. So Bobby Roode makes his entrance.
We got what we wanted. Ziggler and Roode.
Ziggler and Bobby Roode happening at Hell in a Cell because they came out, they cut a promo on each other, and I'm just going to say it right now, babyface Bobby Roode, not digging it, not buying into it.
I mean, he's not cringe, but he's not good.
Yeah, I'd rather him heel.
Much more potential as a heel. He's just a dastardly heel. He's fantastic.
But they cut a promo on each other, basically Roode challenging Ziggler at Hell in a Cell. Ziggler accepts, and Bobby Roode proclaims that Hell in a Cell is going to be glorious.
Yeah, and I guess it's funny because Ziggler's talking about how all these, over-the-top entrances, and now he's going to be facing Bobby Roode, who has one of the best entrances in the WWE.
Yeah, and I'm excited for that. I really want to see a Bobby Roode Dolph Ziggler match. I think these guys can actually put on a good match and probably a show stealer at Hell in a Cell.
That's probably going to be it's going to be a good first feud for Bobby Roode on the main roster for sure.
Yep. Well, so we'll see what happens with them leading into Hell in a Cell. The Hype Bros faced the Usos, but we had the New Day at ringside, and they had concession food in their hands, and they had a front row seat behind the commentary desk and just being goons. And then after the Usos beat the Hype Bros, we already knew that was going to happen. Usos tried to cut a promo on the New Day, and New Day cut a promo back, and basically saying that their match at Hell in a Cell is going to be inside Hell in a Cell, so the rumors are clear now, and the match is going to be inside Hell in a Cell. I'm pumped for that, to see a tag team match in the Hell in a Cell, man, and between the Usos and the New Day, these guys have put on, unreal matches and pay-per-view stealers in the last couple of months, so...
And I am looking forward to it. I just hope it's the end. I hope
it
that's
is. It is. No. The promo is they're building it said that this is the end. This is going to be it. This is the last one. The promo video said itself. He's it all comes down to this, and they're basically building it as the last match between these two.
So it's going to be in the Uso Penitentiary.
Can you imagine there's a sign on the side of the Hell in a Cell that says Uso Penitentiary on it?
See, what I don't understand is...
But it's it's a ploy by the New Day, and the New Day come out in jumpsuits, orange jumpsuits, prison uniforms.
That would be fantastic. That would be something the New Day would do, too. But that's what I mean. The third member of New Day, are they going to be outside of the cell like Michael Chow
Michael Chow just pulled that in the chat. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I mean, if it's I can see Xavier Woods being on the outside of the cell. And I kind of mentioned this in my How to Book Hell in the Cell episode, guys. If you want to check that out, I rebooked Hell in a Cell how I would book it, so go check it out. It's live on the channel right now, and you can also find it on Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher. I said that I think I can see Xavier being on an outside of the cell role, and then maybe one of the Usos is on the cell, and he kind of holds him back while Big E beats him up and stuff. But I mean, Hell in a Cell is no holds barred, so I wouldn't doubt if he would be inside the cell. You know what I mean?
But my thing is, New Day is a face, and face factions don't really get as good of a upper hand as heel factions do. If the New Day was heel, then Woods would probably be doing a lot of stuff in this match. But because he's face, I don't see him getting involved that much.
It's tough for me. I can still see them doing it, but it'll be interesting to see what happens and what they actually do with that third member of the New Day, and to see actually what two members actually wrestle for.
Or is Kofi still hurt? Because he might not even.
I haven't read any update. Well, Xavier Woods is still supposed to be hurt, so Big E is literally the only healthy member of the New Day right now. So maybe Kofi is going to be all right by Hell in a Cell. So maybe Kofi and Big E. That's what I'm saying. I think Xavier Woods' injury is actually worse than Kofi's. So I presumably think it'd be Big E and Kofi in the match. So I'm pumped for it, though. I'm hyped. I'm really hyped for this match. What else happened on SmackDown? I know Kevin Owens opened the show, and I didn't expect the person that would come out after him cutting a promo would be that person, and that was Sami Zayn. And I've seen a lot of people writing on Twitter that, oh, no, not Sami Zayn again. We've seen this already, blah, 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 blah. These guys have such chemistry that I wouldn't care if they ever had a match once in a while against each other again, or if they incorporated him into the feud. Why not? You're not doing anything with Sami Zayn anyways, so why not put him into this feud? And look, they had a really good match on SmackDown. I loved it. These guys have such chemistry together. No matter what kind of match, no matter what show, they'll put on a spectacular match. And what they did this week, look at that. They had a good match. That was a really, really close, hard-fought battle, and it was right on to the end, and there was a lot of near spots. It was great. I enjoyed it.
You just had Chuck Palumbo go by on a motorcycle there. But I really liked the promo. That was my favorite part, was the promo they had when Kevin Owens was just being savage, saying to Sami Zayn that I've done more in the main roster than you've ever done in your entire career.
It's my
Because
boy
I'm pretty
Kevin
sure
Owens.
I'm a 2-time IC champion, I'm a Universal champion, I'm a 2-time US champion. You've never won anything.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great promo on Zayn.
Yeah.
And then Sami Zayn coming back with the classic, face thing about, well, Kevin Owens, you've never done anything in the right way. I go about winning things the right way.
Saying
And
Owens cheated and stuff. Like, pfft. Okay. The only thing I could back up Sami Zayn's claim there of Kevin Owens cheating was the time Triple H helped them win the Universal title. That's basically it. But Owens has won all his other matches pretty clean, I must say. Like he did do all the work himself. He never was handed anything.
as far as the minor titles go.
Yeah, but his achievements, like he beat John Cena, like the feud he had with John Cena was insane. And he can sit here and say that he's destroyed John Cena, had an epic match with John Cena, and Sami Zayn had one match with Cena, and he hurt himself before the match even started.
Yeah, and then we want Sami Zayn to be pushed, but I mean that's not our decision.
I've seen a lot of people's predictions, and people actually think that Sami Zayn is going to show up at Hell in a Cell and help Owens win, and that'll be like the official heel turn of Sami Zayn. And that would be, can you imagine a shock factor if Sami Zayn helps Owens win this match? Oh my God. That would be insane. You know what, like, I think people would actually buy, like, the goons are obviously going to cheer that, but, like, that would be, like, the most shocking thing ever. The ratings would go through the roof for that. I could see it happening. I don't know if it would, but like I said before, we can book something better than WWE can, but will WWE ever do it? Probably not.
What else?
So, anyways,
do we have on this
Shane
tremendous
McMahon
show?
Shane actually showed up to the arena. He wasn't in the arena yet. Shane ended up showing up and interfering in this match after. But I want to point out something why I think that Zayn's going to stay into this feud is because Zayn, before the match started, the main event match started on SmackDown, he told Daniel Bryan, "Can you please keep Shane out of this? Do whatever you can to stop him from, because I really want to have this match with Kevin Owens." And Daniel Bryan actually said yes to Zayn. So it's going to be interesting to see what Zayn's rebuttal is going to be next week, because Shane just came right out and then. Shane could back it up and say, "Yeah, I was trying to defend you because Kevin Owens was literally like going to kill you." And then Shane came out, and then Owens threw Zayn into Shane, and then Owens ran through the crowd.
Yeah, he put Zayn in a chair like he was gonna like break his neck, and then Shane came out and he threw Zayn at Shane with the chair, and the leg of the chair hit Shane in the mouth.
Yeah. So I'm liking where this is going.
Dastardly tactics from Owens again.
Yeah. I'm liking where this is going. It's a sneaky move by Kevin Owens. It's going to be interesting to see what they do next week on the Go Home show, because this is kind of something that they would kind of do on a Go Home show, but it's interesting that now there's actually another week of this. So, again, they're building this feud really, really good. They're focusing hard on this feud on SmackDown. I'm actually kind of liking it. And I'm interested to see what now if they include Sami Zayn, I'm going to be even more invested into this. So I'm going to be excited to see what happens.
Or some kind of stipulation, too.
Yeah.
We're saying would be cool, too.
Yeah. What else happened on SmackDown? Ty Dillinger and Baron Corbin. That's right. U.S. title picture.
Man.
And so far it's announced as Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles 1-on-1. I pray to God there's a match or something next week Ty Dillinger has to get himself into that match and he wins it. I hope that happens, because Ty Dillinger deserves to be in this. He's not. I hate how they're making it look like he's just a spot dummy here.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they put him into this match. I really hope there's something next week where he wins his way into the match, because it deserves to be a triple threat. You can't have all this build and have not a triple threat, and just all of a sudden Baron Corbin says, "Oh, I want to face you 1-on-1," and that's it. That's it. Ty Dillinger just gets shoved aside. Give me a fucking break. You've done so much with Dillinger in the last 3 weeks. You can't just shove him aside now. It wouldn't make any sense.
It's kind of like what they've been doing with Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt with Goldust. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah. So now we had Baron Corbin face Ty Dillinger in a match this week, and he basically threw Dillinger into Styles, and then they went flopping over the announce table, and it caused him to get a count-out victory, which is, I hate that. It's like the chintziest thing in the world. And there's a beatdown afterwards, and then Baron Corbin gets on the mic and says that I'm not running away from you. You can't beat me unless it's one-on-one. And then so far it's booked that AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin one-on-one. I really hope they add Ty Dillinger because it makes no sense if you didn't. Why would you include Ty Dillinger after all these weeks if you weren't going to include him into the match? You might as well not have had him on TV then. It really makes no sense.
Yeah, I think a triple threat between those three would be really good.
Yeah.
And yeah, if Dillinger isn't in this match in some capacity, what was the point of having him?
What's the point? Because there's no way Baron Corbin's going to beat AJ Styles for the United States title one-on-one. There's no way. They wouldn't book it like that. They've booked AJ Styles to be the top guy in the company, more than Roman Reigns, I might add. This guy's your top guy in the company. There's no way he loses anywhere dirty or clean to Baron Corbin at the pay-per-view. I can't see it. It wouldn't be smart at all. It would be terrible. It would be a terrible decision.
And if Corbin does win the title, then unfortunately he's going to have to pin Dillinger.
Yeah. Or maybe Ty Dillinger wins. That'd be awesome.
I don't think they're high on him right now, which is unfortunate.
It
but
sucks. The money's there,
They got to do something with Corbin because the guy got fucked in the last month.
Yeah.
So
the
I think
money
putting the U.S.
is there
title
for
on
Dillinger.
him.
They need to do something with him.
With Corbin?
No, with Dillinger. He was actually getting a decent reaction in a half-filled arena. They were chanting 10 the entire match in his entrance. Like, if you can get over it, again, like I said before, you get over in a tiny arena like that, you know you have something with Ty Dillinger. And I hope they see that.
Yeah, well, not everybody is high on Ty Dillinger like we are.
It's terrible. I don't know. I understand why people don't see it. I know it's not just coming from a biased pick here because he's from our hometown. The guy's got the perfect gimmick, no pun intended, and he's a good workhorse. I don't understand why they don't use him, man. He's got everything. He's got basically the complete package. He can talk on the mic. I've seen him talk on the mic before. He's got good mic skills. So what the hell? Why don't they use him? What do they have against Ty Dillinger?
Well, maybe they want to punish him for a while. I don't know. They punish everybody that like him, like Zayn, and
makes sense.
But Corbin, I think if it is a triple threat, I think Corbin probably is going to win the title by beating Dillinger instead of Styles, because that way Styles would lose the title.
Even
but not
then,
actually
I
lose.
don't think Styles should lose the title. Styles should still be U.S. champion, unless they have plans of him losing the title and then him going after the WWE title.
That's what I'm talking about. He needs to be in the main title picture.
But then I would need Jinder to retain. I don't want him to retain because you cannot push Nakamura Styles this early because that's your WrestleMania match.
Well, we all know Jinder's holding the title. I mean, remember what we heard that he might hold the title till January?
I refuse to listen to those rumors. I refuse. I'm going to still hold on to Ty Dillinger win the Royal Rumble.
Okay, well, you hold on to that.
I will.
And I'll hold on to Ellsworth winning the WWE World title.
Last thing we had on SmackDown was Charlotte Flair versus Carmella. I don't know. It only pushed towards Charlotte and Natty because Natty came out and cut a promo on Charlotte. She said something pretty savage about Ric Flair. I really wasn't paying attention because, honestly, I don't give a fuck about Natty being on TV with the title because she's also another horrendous champion. So I'm pushing hard for Charlotte to win the SmackDown Women's title at Hell in a Cell, and I actually think she's going to do it because right now they can't do anything with Natty after this because she's terrible. She's cringe.
Charlotte is the most credible woman on that roster. She needs to have the championship or win the championship, have Carmella cash in, and then have Carmella and Charlotte feud because obviously right now Carmella's going to lose every single match because she has a briefcase, so she has nothing to lose by losing random matches.
My girl's coming back next month, though. Got to factor that in. There might be something in place with my girl Paige, man. Don't even say, oh. Come on. I haven't had one of my girls do anything in the last 6 to 8 months. Okay? Give me a break.
Well, we'll see.
And she's on SmackDown, so you can relax. She's not anywhere near your other girls, so it's okay. It's okay.
I'll just see.
Now I can feel your pain because both my girls are going to be on the same show, too.
But, I mean, Asuka's going to Raw. That's way worse. Asuka's going to dominate everybody.
Yeah,
but,
so good luck with that.
But SmackDown Women's Division should be getting a boost hopefully soon with Charlotte being in the main title picture.
Yeah.
I don't know where she was. Well, we knew where she was last month with Ric Flair.
I'm looking at this stupid crazy. I'm glad this wasn't actually on SmackDown. I'm kind of glad now the Aiden English segment dragged on because they had a SmackDown fallout where Lana tries to make Tamina ravishing by giving her a makeover. I'm so glad I didn't fucking see that on TV. I would have puked.
What about? And then I also saw a Fallout segment that made no sense. We had Gable and Benjamin having a backstage interview, and then all of a sudden we hear a bunch of like yelling, and it's the hype bros yelling at each other. So then Gable and Benjamin walk over, and they say, "Hey, we're trying to do an interview here." And then they go, "Well, it's none of your business why we're yelling." And then Gable goes, "Okay, yeah, let them fight." And then that was the end of the segment. They just started fighting. Like, I'm glad that wasn't on TV either. And speaking of Gable and Benjamin, why aren't these guys on TV in good tag team matches? Because they have to get
the Uso New Days. Yeah, they have to get that out of the way. I'm sure we'll see more of them as soon as their feud's done at Hell in a Cell. So
those two have huge potential to be a great tag team.
Yeah, I don't know where Becky was either, Cupid Girl. I hope they have something in plan. Like, hope they just push towards Hell in a Cell and they have something in place. So, because right now there's a lot of people not being used, and again, it goes back all the way back towards like SmackDown's only 2 hours long, and sometimes they overextend segments like we've seen this week with Aiden English and Rusev. So we'll see what happens. But that was Raw and SmackDown this week. Meh. Raw sucked. SmackDown, meh. There was it could have been good. It had potential to be good, and kind of disappointed with those two segments in the middle of the show. But you know what? I give SmackDown the edge over Raw this week by a little. So that's my honest opinion.
I mean, we didn't see Sin Cara on SmackDown, so I can't take it seriously.
Yep. Do we do the list of 10? Do you think you have something off the top of your head you can do a list of 10?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay, we'll do it. So, guys, we're going to that part of the show, and that is the list of 10.
10.
You know what? You know what happens? You know what's going to happen? You just made the list.
That's right. Welcome to the list of 10. That part of the show where myself and Corporate Cappy have a list moment of the week, our list superstar of the week, and a 10 superstar of the week, and we give them that rating each. And we'll start off, as always, with Corporate Cappy.
My 10 moment is going to go to Mickie James promo on Raw for sure. Mickie James, the accolades she has, she deserves to be in that spot, especially putting over a younger talent like Alexa Bliss. She can still put on a good match. She can put on a good promo and a good feud like we saw on Monday. That's what they have the potential to do, but no, they had her facing like Dana Brooke and Emma in these random matches since she got over to Raw. And she's better than that. She deserves better than that. And Mickie James, I wouldn't mind seeing her as a champion again, but even if not, in the role that she's in, I'm good with that. And she still looks like 10 out of 10 fantastic, even at her age. So everything about Mickie James, for me, deserves a perfect
10.
That's right, the perfect 10.
One of the only good parts of Raw this week, which is sad.
Yeah. My first moment is going to be a list moment, okay? And that's going to go to the main event of Raw. I'm sorry if that was going to be yours, but that was probably the worst main event of Raw we've ever seen. The fact that, again, that they used that to punish Enzo Amore and they're going to try to back it up and say that it was to boost 205 Live. Give me a fucking break. We all know the real way to boost 205 Live. And again, I've said it a million, and I'm going to say it 1,000,001 time right now. You put 205 Live on Wednesday before NXT, you put it at Full Sail. Done, wrap it up. There's your ratings. But the fact that they had to pull off that main event on Raw and made us sit through that and watch the most pointless thing I've ever seen in the main event of Raw in its history, I'm giving it.
You know what? You just made the list.
Just makes the list.
Apparently Neville faced Arya Davari on 205 Live. I just saw a video. Like, I didn't even watch it. I just saw a video on the subscription thing for WWE.
Who cares? And again, they went away from what just happened in the main event of Raw. So why should I care about 205 Live? So, what is your next moment? And that's your list moment, Corporate Cappy.
Can't even think of it. There's so many. I'm probably just going to give it to, not even just for Raw, but fucking Braun Strowman this week. Like, the poor guy just got absolutely just killed in a matter of 3 days. The guy goes from, having a dominant run up to this Universal title opportunity, loses to Brock Lesnar for one F5, Mr. Monster Among Men over here, and then on Raw he comes out and just throws Kurt Hawkins through a Titantron, and then comes out after the Cruiserweight segment and power slams Enzo. Like, what the fuck is he proving and accomplishing by doing that?
Right.
He's beating up Enzo and Kurt Hawkins. Like, give the guy some momentum. Like, he should have. I can't even talk about it. Like, I just feel so bad for the guy. Like, he's doing everything he can and they just have no direction for him once they get to a certain point.
Yeah.
And Braun Strowman for having no direction in any of his segments this week.
You know what? You just made the list.
That's right. So we have a I don't know if I can even give this. Well, I gave my first list moments, right? I thought I was giving my face moment. So my first list, or sorry, my 10 moment of the week goes to the perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, and that is just for being on TV. You know what? He's been on TV for the third straight week, and he actually got over with a crowd like Glendale, Arizona, and to get over in a small crowd like that, and then no reaction for Bobby Roode or Shinsuke Nakamura. You know what? I'm giving Ty Dillinger a perfect
10.
Sorry, that's all I got.
Wow, talk about a biased pick.
I mean, I have nothing else to talk about.
You could have talked about the Owens and Zayn thing.
Yeah, I could have given to that, but I'm going to give it a whole biased pick this week.
Why not? There wasn't really much else to talk about.
So we'll get into the tweets. We got all those tweets out there.
Hang on, before we get into that.
Oh.
There was one piece of news I saw today. I don't know what you're going to think of it, and you might talk about it on Sunday Night Heat this week. I'm not sure, but we have Brock Lesnar's next opponent for the Universal title. It apparently has been chosen.
Wait, they already announced it?
It's already been chosen, apparently, according to Dave Meltzer. Everybody sit tight for a second, okay? Everybody
so for TLC?
No, just for like the next feud, whenever that is. It could be next year when Brock Lesnar shows up again.
Okay.
Everybody's okay.
Here's my reaction. If you guys are watching on YouTube,
it is going to be the one, the only Finn Balor. Now, I love Finn Balor.
Okay.
Being in the Universal title picture, but I can't stand him in a match with Brock Lesnar because it's not believable at all. And Brock Lesnar is just going to fucking use Finn Balor as a complete and utter beanbag.
I get this funny feeling that they're going to do the whole underdog thing with Finn Balor, and that they're going to build him up as not, a big guy. He's nothing compared to Brock Lesnar. I just see them doing something like that. But you know what? I'm kind of interested in a Demon Balor versus Brock Lesnar match. I know that the size difference is not there, but I can see them doing this underdog thing with Finn Balor and overcoming the odds and beating Lesnar for the title. That'd be a huge win for him.
I'm not going to get behind this at all. There's no way it's going to be a good match with the way that those two styles clash.
I know,
There's
it sucks. Yeah,
because Finn Balor would be believable against anyone else on the roster, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. He could face almost anyone besides Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar will not work against a guy like Finn Balor.
Who's the guy that take the title off Brock Lesnar then? If you're ever going to put the title,
Roman Reigns,
right? So then you need to do something. If you're going to do something now, you would have to give the Roman the title already.
To me, when I heard this, all I thought was just Finn being one off and just getting destroyed by Brock Lesnar, and that's how they feel with Finn Balor, which is a shame.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer's rumor mania. Yeah, sometimes he's right though. Sometimes he's right.
But if that's the case, I'm going to be very upset if that is the match.
Yeah, but we'll get into the tweets now, and we'll start off with Glorious Greg at Gilly929. He puts Raw was just straight up in a gif of a dumpster fire. He ain't wrong there. He put Smackdown wasn't just a perfect 10 because Ty Dillinger was on TV. It was glorious because my father graced us with his presence. Glorious Greg, the self-proclaimed illegitimate son of Bobby Roode. He also puts, who do you guys think Paige should face once she returns into in-ring competition? And what if Paige and the Iconic Duo debut at the same time? Now, a Paige versus Peyton Royce would be awesome. I would love to see that.
Or we can have a Team PCB reunite.
No, I really hope that never happens. Paige, though, I can see her. Sorry, but I think she's going to go straight to the top on SmackDown. There really is no minor feud for her to do anything on SmackDown. So I think whoever comes out as women's champion after Hell in a Cell, that's going to be Paige's first feud. Her first feud. I think the SmackDown after Hell in a Cell, we're going to get Paige's return.
I wouldn't be shocked if Vince had her punished and let her had her job to Tamina.
I'm nowhere in hell agreeing with that. I'm sorry. I can't. For the grace of my girl or any, I can't. Just can't.
You know what? For the sake of it, I'll say her first feud is against Ellsworth.
Okay, we're moving on. We're going to move on to someone else's feud here. Or someone else's tweet. And we'll go with the new Twitter fan who is now on Twitter. And her name is CupidGirl125 at CG or at CGirl125. So we got her tweets for the first time. So thank you, Cupid Girl, for tweeting into the show. Really appreciate it. And we appreciate your support on Twitter as well, and for you listening in live and chatting with us in the chat. She was Raw was bad. Nothing seemed progressive throughout the whole show, but the Mickey and Alexa roast and the incredible Braun destroying people. She also puts. Oh, let me just get over here. That's it. SmackDown was met. They only got 2 weeks to build up for their pay-per-view, and Ty better be in the U.S. title match by next week. Her question: if the Bullet Club invasion had came into and ruined Enzo's celebration, would you think that WWE would do a cross-brand feud with Ring of Honor? If so, how? Ooh, that is different. That's definitely a different question right there. To me, I think they could do a cross-branded feud with Ring of Honor because I think there is more of a good relationship between Ring of Honor and WWE than there is with WWE and any other company. So a cross-branded feud like that would be awesome. I would have seen it more maybe towards the Undisputed era, feuding with people from Ring of Honor because that's where they came from. But a Bullet Club invasion would be sick. That's a match right there that you can do for Survivor Series if you had it. You had Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks versus The Shield at Survivor Series. You had Team WWE's WWE's Shield and their top guys facing the Bullet Club people. I would love that. So I think that's the way they would do it, but WWE likes to do shit on their own, so it probably would never happen. But that's what I would see would happen if they ever did a cross-branded thing like that.
Well, it looks like what we're getting with Starrcade, we might get the whole Rhodes Brothers thing, so who knows what might come out of that if it does happen.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to say about that.
Her next question is also, where does Braun go from here? Who should be his new opponent at TLC? I'm suggesting against Samoa Joe.
Well, I mean, as much as that would be a badass match, I just don't know how they could book it now.
Yeah.
And if Joe's going to be even back, who knows? We don't really know when he's coming back officially. Right. I mean, obviously I'd want Braun to be in something relevant, but at this point, Brock Lesnar's off TV for, the next 8 years. So, what else can you have him do? Face John Cena? It looks like he left too. So, I don't know. What, is he going to continue to feud with Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins?
Oh, God.
What do you have? Put him in the 205 Live division? I don't know.
Put him in 205.
I don't know. Because he's been coming out with the cruiserweights the last 2 weeks. Might as well put him in there.
Yeah.
But I don't really see anything for him at this point.
Yeah, I know. It's
him
really,
versus
really
Finn
tough.
Would make no sense. Him versus Seth, Dean would make no sense. Maybe when Joe comes back, they can have a cool feud. But what does it lead to?
That's
Nothing.
the only guy. That's the only really guy I see feuding with Braun Strowman at this point.
Oh my God! Unless we get Roman and Braun Part 8.
I really hope not. But thank you for your tweets, guys. Cupid Girl and Glorious Greg so far, and we'll move on to the last Twitter fan. I'm sorry, Twitter. He is a Twitter fan. But the last tweets, and that comes from Michael Chow. That's right. It goes to our 2016 Twitter Fan of the Year, Michael Chow at Michael Chow TV. He's got his own wrestling podcast, WWE MCTV. Make sure you guys go follow that and listen to that. Some great wrestling stuff. If you like us, you will like him too. He won our 2016 Fan of the Year, and he gets his own entrance theme played before every one of his tweets. And if you guys want your own entrance theme, all you have to do is keep tweeting at us, join in the conversation, support us, do everything you can, and then you are automatically qualified to be 2017 Fan of the Year, which gets revealed at our Slammy Awards. So, and you get to pick your own entrance theme. We leave it up to you guys. So that was chosen by Michael Chow himself, and we'll get into his tweets. He puts the Miz Raw Raw confusing us as always. Why are the tag team champs in singles feud with Braun and more Balor versus Bray? The worst of forever series. Why?
100% agree with that.
The Miz's match was good to set up this feud. Beating up Reigns, then doing the Shield pose was hashtag awesome. Why did this not end Raw? Yeah, why didn't that end Raw? No, we got the worst ending of Raw in history. That's what we got. For SmackDown Live, he puts the same Jinder promo again, right? Ziggler should have come out and dressed as Robbie Roode. Oh, that would have been interesting. I think that would have been better.
Robbie Roode?
No, him as Roode instead of The Undertaker.
I don't know. You said Robbie Roode. That's kind of funny.
Oops. An awful Owens and Shane ending. SmackDown Live writers booking ideas, and it's Homer putting milk and cornflakes into a bowl and the fire starting.
Yep.
Question: Lesnar isn't booked for TLC. What will the main event be? I predict Balor versus Bray in a TLC match with a shovel hung above the ring. Oh, that's great. He's got the Finn Balor bruh gif, and he's like, bruh. Another question: what is the worst match go? Well, I have to answer his question, and we kind of answer. Or what will the main event of TLC be? I don't know if it can't be the Universal title because I don't think it's going to be there. So
John Cena's not there.
It's probably going to be the Shield versus the Miz Taraj, to be honest.
Wow, what a main event!
Yep. What is the worst match going into Hell in the Cell? What is the best match? My worst is Jinder versus Nakamura, and my best is New Day versus Usos barely. And he's got shame him, shame from the New Day. That gif.
Well, I mean, everybody's favorite match is obviously going to be Natty against whoever, because Natty's just amazing, right?
I think the best match going into that is probably going to be, well, the Usos and Jinder, to be honest. Or sorry, the Usos and New Day.
The Usos and
Jinder. Sorry.
Maybe the Usos can squash Jinder and it can be the greatest day ever. But no, for me, I'm sure you agree. The best match is probably going to be Owens and Shane.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, and the worst match is going to be Nakamura and Jinder because I don't give a fuck. Or Natty and Charlotte because I don't give a shit about either of those matches. I hope Nakamura beats Jinder and I hope Natty loses the title.
I will say, yeah, I mean, Jinder and Natty both need to lose the title like ASAP.
Yeah.
I will say that if it is a triple threat, that could steal the show if Dillinger, Styles, and Corbin is the triple threat for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
But if it's just Styles and Corbin, meh.
Yeah, Greg in the chat. It's not paranoia. It's the Uso.
Whatever the fuck that means. But I somewhat agree, and it looks like it's probably going to be Charlotte and Natty, and hope to God Charlotte takes the title off of Natty.
Hopefully, please, have that happen.
Or Carmella cash in at least.
Yeah. But other than that, thanks for your tweets, guys. Really, really appreciate it. And to all those listening and new listeners, if you guys want to tweet at us at NoHoldsBarredWP, you can tweet at us. And I have the tweet sent out every Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, and you just send us our tweets and we read them on the air. And you have a chance to win Twitter Fan of the Year also. But that's going to wrap it up for the Lowdown Show, guys. That's all we got this week.
We got some updates for the channel. We got some unboxings coming your way.
Got unboxings coming your way. We actually got another trailer for the Main Event Classic coming out sometime this week, and the release date for our bracketology. So remember if the Mae Young Classic did it, we are going to do it ourselves, and we're going to reveal the brackets of the Main Event Classic. So stay tuned for that. A lot of exciting things coming to our YouTube channel in the next month, ladies and gentlemen. You do not want to miss this, so be sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for all upload updates. Other than that, that's it for me. Is that it for you?
Yeah, we're going to go watch NXT. Actually watch a good show tonight.
Yeah. Other than that, guys, that is going to wrap it up for the Lowdown Show, our Raw and SmackDown review right here on No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast, your WWE Canadian WWE podcast that reviews the WWE and have no holds barred anything we say, pun intended. You can follow the podcast again at No Holds Barred WP on Twitter. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy on Twitter as well. We are also available to follow on Instagram if you're into that sort of stuff. No Holds Barred WP, all one word. So be sure to go follow us on there. If you want to watch the podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that bell icon for all upload updates. If you want to listen to us on the go, we are available to listen to on Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher. Make sure you go give us a 5-star rating. Everything helps, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, I'm your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. And I'm always joined by my corporate co-host. He is the boss, the blissful boss, Mr. Corporate himself, Corporate Cappy.
Duh.
And we're always reminding you guys to keep it on the lowdown.
You're looking at the real deal now. Gonna kick your sorry ass out on the street. That what you got? You used to think you own the street. We're back to back and your ass is dead meat.